UEffect is pleased to have Lauren Selman with us today. Now, Lauren has actually been the Publicity Logistics Manager for the Oscars just recently. I have to ask you, though, how does one get involved in running with the Academy Awards?
Well, for me, I come from a history of logistics and stage management. I've been in the theater since I was about 5 years old. I stage managed my first ballet when I was 8. And I was just kind of going up the ladder and really being nice to the people you work with. So I was referred to the job by the guy who I rent my chairs from. So whether it's a director or a producer or even the guy you rent your chairs from, just be nice to everyone and they'll help you out in the end.
So behind the magic of the Oscars, can you give us a little picture of what it actually takes to put it all together?
Well, like any show, it is a team of thousands upon thousands of people to put on something of the caliber as the Academy Awards. But really, I've worked on the Olympics, I've worked on the Emmys, and it's really a circus. You know, we've got gaffers and lighting guys and parking attendants and directors and producers and gaffers and costume designers, and you bring together this community of people, and they excel at their specific skill. And so people work really, really hard year-round to design it and to make it work. And then on show night, we're live, so it's very exciting. It's thrilling. We're running around, making sure that we are accountable for what we're accountable for. And for our attendees and our guests, it's really their night. And so how do you manage all the craziness, and how do you make sure that everyone feels safe and comfortable and loved, and they get their night to celebrate the night that they've always dreamed of. And part of my background is I was trained as an EMT, and so when we're working in ambulances and when you've gotten a call and you arrive on the scene, we were always trained to spread the calm, not the chaos, because chaos is contagious. And that's kind of my mantra in any production that I do, is to really spread the calm. You know, because chaos is contagious, but also so is calmness. So it's really important in the world of production, to maintain your calm, your centeredness, your connections, and just deal with the task at hand, move forward, and not really get caught up in the drama.
Like, is there something that you don't do? Just to share with everyone, not only are you an actor and a stage manager and an executive producer for all these events and things like that, but you also are a marathon runner. You just did the New York Marathon.
I'm so excited.
You're extremely involved in charity as well. So how do you do it all, though?
With a high level of curiosity. I'm always curious for the next thing, and I've had the unique privilege and blessing of being able to be on these projects that have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and then going on to creating something new.
Now, do you have an advice, though, for when you do have all that full plate? Because we have that in our daily lives. Maybe we have school, then we have work, and then we have maybe a passion project. How do you manage to fit it all in a day and be effective at it?
First off, it took me a really long time to learn that. You know, when I was a teenager, I wanted to do it all. You know, I was in the school plays, I was on varsity rowing teams, I was on student government, I had my academic load, I was applying for colleges, I was on the volleyball team, I was on the basketball team. Like, there was a lot going on. But if I look back, I'm not really an expert in anything. I've been able to adapt the skills from each of my different activities and apply them to whatever I'm doing at the moment. And so my advice would be, yes, be curious about everything. Try it all. You know, life is like this buffet. You know, you want to try the shrimp, you want to try the zucchini, you want to try it all, and there might be things that you don't like. And part of that is learning things you like and things that you don't like, and learning and picking up skills from each of the little appetizers that you're having that will have you go towards your goal.
To create your meal.
Exactly, to create your meal. And really, I've done so many things that weren't in line with production and producing. You know, I ran for Miss Malibu 2 years ago. I'm so not a beauty queen, but I had a judgment about beauty queens. And I realized I couldn't have a judgment unless I actually tried it and exposed myself to this community. And so I went out and ran for Miss Malibu. And I tried it. And I'm not a beauty queen. And at the same time, I was able to learn and explore, and through that experience, I learned about poise, and I learned about grace, and I learned how to walk in high heels. You know, so there's so much that we learn along the way in all of our different curiosities. So my biggest advice, especially to young people and old people, all of us, is just to stay curious and don't be afraid to try something that you're unfamiliar with or uncomfortable with. And when things get really heavy, you know, when the plate gets really, really full, Don't be afraid to ask for help, you know, to hold the meal and to hold the plate. And also don't be afraid to clear things off your plate. You know, that there is a lot of power in saying yes, and there is even more power in saying no. And so being able to manage that and respecting people along the way.
I wanted to just thank you, Lauren, for your time here today. You're truly inspirational. The amount of work you get done in a day, and the compassion that you can still have for people, and the fact that you can have a entirely booked plate and still find the time to sit down with someone and be that shoulder for them when they need you is so incredibly admirable. So thank you again for sharing your story.
Welcome.
So a really big tip, I guess, when you're first starting out is network is really important, but a quality network would be something to really strive for. Not necessarily just how many people can I know and put on my black book, but how many people can I honestly say I have a relationship with.
Absolutely.
And I can go out for coffee with.
When I first moved down to LA, my mom said, Lauren, you know, networking is one letter off from not working. You know, people go to all these networking events, and what do you find at networking events but other people who don't have jobs? So it's really important that you effectively network and you maintain relationships that you develop, and you value them, and you maintain the quality of those so that they'll come out and support you, whether you're in a band, whether you're in a production. You actually have quality relationships.